Yeah.
What's up, people?
So
over there at the podcast.
If we're talking about microaggressions, like, where do I... you know what, actually, for me, growing up, I never really took notice of it because I grew up around black people.
You didn't even introduce it. How can you just jump straight in like that?
Oh.
Okay, go on, introduce it.
Introduce what?
So, guys, today we're talking about microaggressions in the UK.
You just introduced it.
There you go.
Look at this guy. All right, let's go, guys.
Go on, give your example.
So, yeah, I was going to say, like, I never really noticed growing up, you know, like, personally.
Yeah.
Which is, when my third eye opened, I was blown away.
Wow.
I was just like,
when was your third eye blown?
You know what? At the age of 20...
It's like you're just your metaphorical third eye. So like metaphorical eye where you're now open up to the wider aspect of
the thing
is,
let me tell you what it's more like you have your vision, yeah. You see things, but you don't really take it in. For me, it was just when I started taking in what was happening around me. And it was just like, people, because the thing is, people always talked about it, spoken about it, but I never really, black women, black men, I just never really, because I couldn't relate to it.
And you were younger as well.
Yeah, but I didn't realize till I was like...
I didn't realize until I started working.
I started working as well.
Wow.
And it wasn't even my first job, because my first job was quite diverse. It was my second job. Because uni.
I went to a black secondary school in Wood Green. Then my university, I stayed around black people. It's not until I was started working and I was forced to be around white people the majority of my day that I noticed, I get treated differently.
But
so
it's never just that.
I have a bit different experience because I grew up in a white area.
Oh,
and I grew up in Nigeria up until I was 10, and then 10 till when did we go to uni? 18 I was in Sussex. So so I'd been experiencing microaggressions since like primary school. I probably wouldn't have known it was microaggressions in primary school, but like even in secondary school I wouldn't have known. But looking back, I mean, there were some pivotal moments. I don't know if you guys have some stories. I definitely do.
The thing is, for me, it was just like, I'd never really been around them in such large numbers. So when I started working, it was just like, I'll start from, so I had this job. I worked there for only like 7 months. So I take packed lunch to work. I left it in the fridge.
Did you tell you to steal?
No. You know, I might take a mattress to work that day.
And they do
either
that
way,
stuff that they do.
But not even just that. So I was looking through the fridge and she said, I hope you're not stealing food from the fridge. So the thing is, this being my first experience, I froze.
Wow, don't freeze. You know where that's from?
I would have asked her which food is yours.
Black Panther.
Don't freeze.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't freeze.
Yeah.
But yeah, I froze for like a second. And then
Did you respond?
I was just like, that's not funny. And that was it.
Did you say that to her?
Yeah, that's not funny.
Yeah.
And that was it. I took my lunch and left. It happened again. So like
same
2 weeks later, the same woman. 2 weeks later, I was washing my container, funny enough. And she was like, oh, I hope you're not stealing Tupperware. And I was just like, we're not like that. We don't run these jokes like
we're
this.
We're not cool like that.
We're not cool like that. Not even just that as well. It's just like, I don't play these games with people. Like, even with black people, like, I don't run these jokes. Like, these
familiar.
little,
Yeah, too familiar.
That was aggressive.
And this is with my,
Is it?
Yeah. Nah, and this is, even with my friends, even people that actually know, I'm like, we don't play these games. What's wrong with you?
It's looking kind of fine still.
No, we brothers and sisters, okay?
Brothers and sisters, my ass.
You made me sick.
I'm joking.
Anyway, so yeah, then when that happened, I was just like...
He's my friend, please. I used to think I was joking. I like to joke, okay? Okay, cool.
Sorry, because I started it. Please go
on. So when it happened the second time, I was just like, this is what people are going for at work. Because I was just like, we're not... But then I realised that there are black people that enable them, because there was another black person at work. He was there before me.
Yeah.
And he was, for lack of a better word, an Uncle Tom.
Coconut.
Coon.
Yeah. All these words. So it was just like,
And they'll be like, oh, no, I'm not stealing. Oh, yeah, gonna steal you. Like, those type of people.
And it was just like, we don't run these jokes. But I left shortly after that anyway, because I don't want to experience this. So one thing I do when I'm having interviews and stuff, I always ask what your diversity is like in the office. And just like, I also have a look around. Because
that's a good question.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, because where I worked at that point in time, it was 98% white. Let's say about out of 700 people in the office, there was like 4 or 5 black people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
minority boy.
Boy.
As if we're not already in the entire
this is what
population.
it is. So it's just like, I just never felt comfortable there. I couldn't relax.
Yeah.
And how many of those black people can you even be cool with?
Yeah.
Of the 4 that are there.
How
many?
The ones that try to pander to the manager and,
exactly.
They forget that they're actually still the same. But guys, what inspired this conversation was obviously what happened with the Blue Story issue. And there was something else as well.
The bleaching as well. Is that what
there was colorism and there was something else that triggered this conversation.
Black hair? No.
Or black hair at work or something. Or...
No, I don't know.
I mean, speaking of black hair, do you have a story, Pillow?
Oh, yeah, just...
or can I touch it?
Yeah, definitely had those. Had so many. So at work, I've got so many experiences, like, with, oh my God, you don't wash your hair every day. Oh my God, is that glue to your scalp? Oh my God, your hair grew overnight. Because back in the day, I used to do long wigs. And then I'll do like bobs and stuff or braids. And then they'll ask me stupid questions. Anyway, so there's one day I decided to do feeder braids. I think that's what they're called. When you start really small, get really big. Feeding braids, yeah.
I was pick and drop.
Oh, pick and drops when they get the cane the braid. They start it and then
they wrap it. They drop it.
There's the same difference then.
Pick and drop, no, feeder braids. It starts off skinny and gets thicker.
All the bad bees get it.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's proper nice. Guys like
one bad bee that's had it. Don't say Bello.
I can show you a picture.
Is it empty?
I'll find it. There we go. That's it.
Yeah.
So you see how it starts off small.
She's a bad bee though.
And she's a bad bee.
Oh,
yeah.
So you see how it starts off small. See how it starts off small and gets thicker.
Yeah.
So basically,
speaking of bad bees, apparently my mom has a man.
I can remember bad bee or what?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Apparently looks like my dad though, which is so funny.
See, mom has a type.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
Don't you find your parents dating kind of weird, like?
Yeah.
I think it's exciting.
Yeah, my mum got married earlier this year, and it was just like,
I don't like it.
Is it?
When my mum got married, I don't like it.
Right. You know what?
Bella's so cute. Had girl butts.
Yeah.
I'm a little.
Nah, mum got married, and it was like, it was nice. It was nice, but you never really get to see these like. Was when your mum met your dad, obviously you weren't born in it. So
yeah, but now you're seeing like the love.
I'm just like,
I'm my mum's man.
Right.
So when you have a man, what's gonna happen to your mum?
When you're doing throw that ass in your, you will not even remember her.
Yeah,
you will not remember.
I'm a rock your world.
All right. What were you talking about? Oh, bless her. Please, can we carry on?
Okay, so I had braids. And this guy came into the printing. I was printing. Came into the printing room, and then he kept on referring to them as flipping dreadlocks. And I would keep correcting him and tell him they're not dreadlocks. And then he did the Jamaican accent one, and then once. And then when I got in the printing room towards the end of the conversation, he could see that I got annoyed. So you know what he did? He finished printing, went to his desk, came back with his phone, and was like, "Yeah, look at me.
Goldberg.
Look, no. Look at me, and my best friend. Looked at the picture. Yeah, it's him and his best friend here, like this. His best friend's a black man. Yeah. What am I meant to do with this piece of information?
Nah, you know what? It's
kind of like when you tell someone that you're from Nigeria, and they said, "Oh,
I've been to Africa before."
I know someone from Kenya.
Yeah.
I know someone from Kenya. Yeah. What's that thing that you guys eat? The jello
fries.
You know what it is? I set boundaries. I don't really interact with them. Like how I talk about them here is how I actually feel about them in real life. I don't like.
I think it's Christos in play as well.
I treat them as the other demographic. They're not
I think because I
me.
grew up with them, so like I'm very like I love my Igbo people. But one thing that I kind of went through was in secondary school, and I had my afro hair. It was massive, and I wore it to.
An afro.
Yeah.
Can you put a picture up, please?
I don't know if I'll find it.
Look for it.
You know, back in the...
Look for it.
I'll see.
I'm trying to see like...
this is hot.
Sonia Erickson picture.
Nice.
I know there's a video on Keek.
Put it up too.
Where like I like went like this and my hair was huge.
Oh,
like
nice.
Yeah. So I wore that to school because I didn't have time to like pack it or whatever. So I came to the exam, was about to sit down, and she was like, "Oh, like, where you going?" I was like, "To my seat." And she was like, "Oh, your hair's really like distracting. Can you tie it away?" And I was like, "Who am I distracting in the middle of an exam?" But I did tie it. Like I said at the time, I didn't know that those were microaggressions. Like I just tied it up, sat down. But in retrospect, I was like,
But you know what it is? I feel like
nice.
let me say what it is. Like, if you just came up a fuss at that point in time, they will then label you as aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back then,
or unreasable.
Yes.
So it's one of those situations.
Unreasonable is the one. Or intolerant.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where leave it on.
You got me.
You got me. Got me red-handed.
Mode 2, Bello 1.
What?
Yeah.
I caught you like 10 times last week.
Today,
Show me today.
we're talking about,
Okay,
she thinks she's slick. She thinks she's slick. Just funny, yeah? Last week we didn't do scores because it was 10 Bella and Chris and then 0 Mo.
But me, I know.
Do you know what?
Next time.
No. It's cool. Because last time I checked, I was the one with the British passport. I was the one that spoke.
She's been naturalised, you know.
I have a red passport, just I don't know where it is.
Stop
What's
lying.
its on? If anybody found or has found my passport anywhere in the streets of London, please don't use it to start working, in a bakery.
Listen, she doesn't have a passport.
Hey guys, let's focus, man. Another thing I want to talk about at the workplace is the whole inclusion and diversity teams.
But yes, it's always run by non-black people.
It's always run by
white or Asian.
It's usually white or Asian. Not just that, it's always it's like a vanity project. It's just like, oh, look what we've done for you guys. But if you complain, it's like, oh, but we're doing it for you. It's just like, really, you're doing it for yourselves just to make yourself feel better. Like, oh, look at us, look at what we've done today.
Yeah. So I've never worked corporate, so this is something that I can't relate to.
I'm a jobless.
So I've never really seen this pan out.
Yeah.
But I've done this work with NTS.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's quite sick.
Yeah, I've done contract work with them, and so I remember when I think this year was quite good because I did it in Croydon. So you know them ones where they're used to seeing us, but then the other one I did it in Burns.
Wow.
Okay. So it was very blatant that we don't like you, and we're gonna let you know that we don't like. I don't remember their names, but my Croydon NTS people we're still like this. Yeah. You know, we have a group chat together. We meet up every now and again, and I'm like, why do I not remember
the Birmingham lot? No. Diversity and inclusion does not exist. It does not exist for black people to help us in any way, shape or form. Just like HR is not for black people. HR is there to protect the company. So if you do experience something, let's talk about how you handle microaggressions at work.
Right.
So if you do experience,
but before we go into that, do you feel like this is done on purpose? Like the whole fascination about dreadlocks, even though that's a derogatory term, we know it's locks.
Yeah.
No, that's not fascinating.
No, it's not fascinating. I get what you mean. It's willful ignorance.
Okay.
They haven't tried to...
Yeah.
Because if you do pull them up on it, they get defensive. And it's just... And then if you do go to HR, more often than not, it's another white person. Then it's just they wouldn't understand why you feel some type of way.
You've got to be careful.
So you're in a lose-lose situation.
Yeah. Because you can end up... if you go to some... I'm a bit scared of HR. When you go to HR, you need to be careful. You just need to be aware of what the type of company you work in. I believe recently I had an issue with a manager. So my manager lied and told someone else that I was wearing a tracksuit to work and I was wearing full gym wear. And when I went to approach this person and ask them, why didn't you speak to me? And 2, why did you say I was wearing a tracksuit when I clearly wasn't? When I went to go speak to them, I was wearing the same outfit I was wearing the day I apparently wore this tracksuit, and their response was, "Oh yeah, so I'm wearing black tights." And I was wearing black tights then. And
she
then
really
she
found a way
she really got her shoe in
the
video.
Because she was saying behind the scenes,
I cannot believe this.
She was saying, how am I...
You actually got your shoe in... Okay.
Listen, I don't have shame. And you people know I don't have shame.
We can tell.
She's been looking for a way to get that shoe.
This story just helped me segue, you know. But so I was wearing black tights and they were like, yeah, it looked like you were wearing leggings. Okay, and I was like, hold on, wait. But look like and actually wearing tracksuits are completely different things.
No, but leggings to tracksuits is even a massive jump.
A massive jump. And not only that, you know the type of business we work in. If you saw me wearing tracksuit at work, why didn't you say anything? And the person really, it's almost kind of like, well, you know, you look like someone that would be wearing tracksuit. You were wearing a tracksuit.
It's really damaging as well because now it's like, even if what's she gonna say? Oh, by the way, I made a mistake. She wasn't wearing a tracksuit. The damage was done already, and there's no sort of way.
I think it's really sad that they don't believe you, Bella.
No,
because obviously we spoke about it off camera, and
I got people to kind of stand up for me and say, you know, what was I wearing? Was I wearing a tracksuit on the day? I was also apparently I got into an argument with the client. Now this is like a multi-million-pound contract. There's no way.
Bella's rich, by the way.
I am not. That's how you spoil my market, and I won't get a rich man. No, please. Let me spend your money. So if you argue with a client, you will 100% get sacked. They refer to me as, you know how they do it, combative. argumentative, and those are the coded words used to describe black women. And I was like, hold on, I've never had. Do you know what's funny? I even went to dinner with this client. So for you to now say that I got into an argument with them,
tell them about the email as well.
So I got the client to write to give me some feedback regarding my behavior, my attitude, and the feedback was amazing. Didn't even blink at it when I brought it up in my in my discussions with my other manager. Apparently, I've got a bad attitude and I had an argument with client, and just so many things like microaggression. And I'm sorry, but if I was a white man or even a white woman, they would have taken my evidence more seriously. And I feel like they would, if they did think I was wearing a tracksuit, they would have quickly come to me like, "Oh, like Rachel, you wearing a tracksuit?" Or they would have taken a harder look. It was kind of like they just glanced at me and they just assumed she's wearing a tracksuit.
That's so unfair.
She's dressed like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel like they create this profile of you in their heads, and it's just like, I don't want to have to fight.
What, sorry?
They create this profile of you in their heads. It's like it's a stereotype.
It's
like kind of what
so
they
expect
you to
away
be.
From it.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, you're at work to do a job. You don't want to have to fight and prove that you're not who they think you are.
Yeah, I think this only happens in corporate environments.
Because you're spending 40 hours there.
Because
where you're gonna be. It's where I'm around them.
You're saying 40 hours, then they even want you. So this project, I was on an international project, so I wasn't even working in the country. So we were staying at a hotel, and after work, after we leave the office, everyone will go back to the hotel. But then they want you to come out for dinner with them or come out for drinks with them. And then when you don't oblige, when you don't go out with them, you're looked at kind of like the antisocial black girl. Person, and it's like, do you know what? Like, bro, I've been here since Sunday night. I've only got one day off, and in the evenings, leave me alone. I don't. The thing is, when we go out to drink, one, I don't drink. Two, even if I did drink, what can I talk to you about? I still feel like I'm working. So I don't like to go out with you in the evenings, but they make you feel bad about you not going out with them.
You feel like it might be worth it though to maybe like socialize with them?
To a certain degree. I can't do it as often, and even when I do go out, I can't. So they look. One thing I've noticed here, that demographic, they love to share their personal business, like the really seedy stuff. So they'll tell you about their sex life and stuff.
But we do that.
Nope, I don't. No. But when we share our business here, you don't then use it against us. That's the difference.
Okay, yeah.
So if I now overshare with them as well, they will start using it against me. Do you know? If I start telling them about
your long neck,
like they will, when it comes up. When we're now back in the office, instead of them to just leave that discussion in the pub, all of a sudden, let's now come and banter about it at the dinner, at the work table, at the desk. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But when it's them, it's cool, it's just banter. But when it's you become the topic of discussion. Not doing it. This is why I don't like. So I'm very careful with what I say.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I think not working in a corporate field has helped me out a lot. Like, and I think that was one of the reasons why. I was very adamant about being self-employed. The thing, you control who you're around.
Yeah.
To
a degree. No.
Degree.
But and even it's not even like you can always walk away.
Yeah.
We haven't got option.
Right.
It's just the bounce for one.
And even in this office, you guys know, I have a lovely creative office.
Yeah.
All my colleagues are white and Asian, and they're lovely. I don't know whether that's just a thing in the
corporate. You're all equal to some degree. Like you all pay for this space.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? We are employees.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
So they're paying us. They treat us. They treat us a certain way because we're already lower than them on the totem pole, and then race comes into it as well. So then you're even lower in terms of society.
And just very quickly, I know I spoke about hair in school. Is hair a thing in the corporate environment? If you came with your afro.
Yeah, I've done that once. Never do it again. And I will never go to an interview. This is actually something I live by. I will never go to an interview with braids. And I remember when I was job hunting in 2016, I had braids when I decided to quit my job. And I took my braids out and put a wig on because I was going for interviews. I will never go to an interview with braids.
Do you feel like they're being more embracing or embracive?
Tolerant of black women and their hair.
Yeah,
they are.
You need I guess there are more and more companies now that have younger senior management. So it's they're a bit more tolerant.
Yeah.
Whereas the companies that are already established, where they haven't changed from the old guard, who have this archaic view of black people, they expect us to come in with our hair straightened, beards clean, all that stuff.
Where are you going with you?
My CEO is in his 30s.
Okay.
To give you context.
Yeah.
So. Just quickly about hair as well, because one thing that I used to pretend, so I used to say I'm always wearing a wig. I love my short hair because it's just very, very easy. Just it's like a snapback. Just put it on. However, speaking to some of my black female friends, they've made it quite clear that, look, if you don't ever have your hair out, there is an element of you not wanting your hair out, and there is an element of self-hate. And it's something I used to argue with them all the time. But now I'm thinking about it, it's actually like, I can't remember. I think.
But self-hate in what sense? Like,
I don't like.
I'm about to segue into next week's topic.
But you know what it is? It's quite interesting actually, because why do you get a wig with straight hair on it?
Just because it's easy to slick back, I'm not gonna lie. For me, when it comes to hair, when it comes to hair and makeup, like even these nails, these are Primark. I don't. When it comes to like glitz and glam, it's not me.
Sounds like broke up in there.
But I do earn quite a lot.
I told you she was rich. She had made it herself. There we go.
No, but,
sugar mum, you're blind.
Shut up, man. I'm done. When it comes to like glitz and glam, the only reason why I don't do it is simply because I'm lazy. So when it comes to hair, the reason why I don't do the whole long hair stuff, like this is the first frontal I've ever had. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not maintaining it very well because I'm lazy. So when it comes to hair, I don't have my natural hair out simply because it is too much work. I'm very, very lazy, and I've made that quite clear.
Too much work for you.
For me. Too much work for me. And what my black friends talk.
He's not showing it today. Oh yeah, he said bad hair day.
I'm practicing for when I have dreads.
Protective hairstyle.
Pull it out your face, so pack it. They made it quite clear. They were like, you are choosing not to spend more time on your hair.
Yeah.
And do you know what? At first I'm like, no, I just don't like it. I'm lazy, blah blah. But do you know what? It's true.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But let's just wrap it up.
Yeah.
Right there, because next week we are actually going to speak about black hair and the politics, and I'm going to come for you, Bello.
Wait, what did I do?
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
So what can I talk about then?
You got your black man and you're growing hair.
Yeah, you're
I just want to talk about you.
Talk about my black hair journey.
Natural hair journey.
Yeah.
Look at you. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to What's Trending Uncut. Until next time, peace and love.
Peace and chance.
Let us know what you think in the comment section down below.
Oh, you said send dilemmas as well, didn't you?
Yeah, send dilemmas.
Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Do send dilemmas because we do want to sort your mess out for you. And what else? There was something else.
We're going to have guests.
So send your dilemmas to Mochunkstv@gmail.com. Oh, and suggestions for what you want us to talk about on Uncut as well.
This is what you paused to think about.
Until next time, guys, peace and love.
Peace and chance.